An alien girl surviving on the streets returned a diplomat's lost wallet. What he did afterward shocked everyone. Rain slid across the neon-washed avenues of Orleans Prime, a bustling heart of interstellar trade. Beneath glowing sky bridges and colossal holoads, a girl crouched in the ruins of an old archway. Her name was Sira, though almost no one knew it. Lavender skin and silver-specked eyes marked her as Valen, a race admired in words, yet sidelined in reality. She had lived on these streets for as long as memory stretched, scavenging scraps from stalls and huddling near broken exhaust vents for warmth. That night, hunger twisted deep in her ribs. She slipped into a crowded plaza, moving like a shadow among merchants, diplomats, and jeweled tourists. Their silks and riches mocked her ragged tunic and bare feet. Just as she turned to retreat into the alleys, her gaze froze on something unusual. A leather wallet, heavy and full, lay beneath the light of a hovering lantern. Dozens of people walked past, blind to it. Sira hesitated. For someone like her, it was fortune itself, meals for weeks, maybe even a rented bed. Her hands trembled as she picked it up. The crest engraved on the front made her heart pound, the seal of the Galactic Diplomatic Corps. Inside was an ID, Ambassador Kalen Dro, human, one of Orleans Prime's most powerful envoys. Temptation flared. She could vanish into the Undercity with more credits than she had ever dreamed. Yet fear struck just as sharp. If caught with a diplomat's wallet, she might disappear forever. And beneath all her survival instincts, a quiet voice whispered, "It isn't yours." At last, she decided. She would return it. Finding him wasn't easy. Armed checkpoints surrounded the diplomatic quarter, its crystal towers unreachable for beggars. But Sira was swift and unseen. She darted through tunnels, climbed half-collapsed stairs, and at last stood before the Grand Embassy's marble steps. Guards crossed rifles to block her path. "State your business," one barked. Her voice shook, but she lifted her chin. "I found something for Ambassador Dro." Their scorn vanished when she revealed the wallet. The crest glimmered, and moments later, the vast doors opened. Inside, the hall glowed with gold pillars, stained glass skylights, and polished floors reflecting the stars. Sira felt smaller than ever, a shadow in a realm of brilliance. At the far end stood a tall man, hair graying, eyes sharp with quiet command. Ambassador Kalen Dro. "What is this?" His measured voice carried tension mirrored in the guards' stiff stances. Sira clutched the wallet. It fell in the plaza. "I thought you should have it back." Silence lingered as Kalen opened it, checked its contents, then studied her again. His gaze softened. "You could have kept it. Most would have." Her throat tightened. "I thought about it, but it wasn't mine." Guards smirked, but Kalen's response silenced them. He crouched to her level. "What is your name?" "Sira," she whispered. "And where do you live?" "Nowhere." His eyes flickered with anger. Anger not at her, but at the injustice carved into her thin arms and bruised skin. He straightened. "Tonight, you will not sleep in the streets. Prepare a guest suite," he ordered. "But sir, that is an order." His tone allowed no protest. That night, Sira lay on the softest bed she had ever touched, wrapped in blankets, scented with lavender. She barely dared sleep, afraid it would vanish with dawn. Yet in the morning, Kalen returned. Over breakfast, she haltingly shared her story, how war had orphaned her, how no one cared to take her in. She braced for pity or dismissal. Instead, Kalen listened as though every word bore weight. "You chose honesty when no one was watching," he said finally. "That matters more than you realize." Soon, her act spread across the city. The tale of an alien street girl returning a diplomat's wallet lit Orleans Prime like wildfire. And instead of scorn, Kalen had taken her under his protection. To some, she became a symbol of compassion, proof that the gulf between humans and Valens could be bridged. For her, the miracle was simpler. She had a name, a home, and someone who saw her not as a beggar, but as a person. Weeks transformed her life. No longer did she shiver in alleys. She walked embassy halls, head lifted higher each day. Servants greeted her with respect, and Kaylin ensured she was clothed, tutored, and safe. Yet what stunned people most was not that a diplomat sheltered a forgotten child, but how he spoke of her. At council meetings, he called her a living reminder of what leaders ignored. One child with nothing, he told them, chose truth over survival. How can we, with all our power, do less? Beyond the embassy, merchants offered her food, and children once mocking her lavender skin now asked her to play. The wallet's return sparked citywide debates about dignity, justice, and unseen lives in Orly's prime shadows. One evening, Kaylin summoned her to a balcony overlooking the glowing sprawl. "You've changed my path, Sarah," he admitted. "I thought I would spend my years signing treaties. Instead, I want to build bridges between divided people. And I want you to help me." Her silver-flecked eyes widened. Once invisible, she was now invited to help shape the future. Tears blurred her vision. "Yes," she whispered. For the first time, she wasn't just surviving. She was beginning to live.